Hello, everybody. This video is prepared as part of the Executive Master in Collective Intelligence, part of our introduction to adaptive leadership and complex systems. And I'd like to begin with a game. This is Ikram's shop. She sells specialty teas, spices, and herbs. Her goal is to sell as much tea as she can and keep her inventory costs as low as possible. One of her teas is called Thé de Tata. It's a small batch artisanal tea that she sells around 4 boxes a week, mostly to young women. At the start of every week, the truck driver for her distributor, Q Enterprises, arrives at her shop. She receives some of the Thé de Tata and places her next order. An order takes about 4 weeks to be filled, and she has no other communications with the distributor except the number she writes on her order sheet. Okay, so here's what happens in week 2. The second week of the new year, Ikram unusually sells 8 boxes of Thé de Tata instead of the usual 4, double the usual demand. Maybe there was a party, she doesn't know. She usually keeps 12 boxes in her inventory in the back part of the store. So now her inventory is reduced to 8, and she'd like to keep it around 12 to be safe. So the truck driver from Q Enterprises comes and asks Ikram for her order. Now, imagine you are in Ikram's situation. Would you order 2 boxes, order 4 boxes, order 8 boxes, or order 12 boxes? She usually orders 4 per week because that's how much she sells. So what do you think she should do? And you see over here on the right, her inventory, which has gone down from the usual 12 to 8. So let's say she decides to order 8 boxes, 4 more than usual, to make up for the extra tea that she sold. Next week, she sells another 8 boxes. Again, unusually high demand, so it wasn't a blip, okay? 8 boxes of tea that she sells. The truck from Q Enterprises arrives again and drops off 4. And remember, it takes 4 weeks to fill an order, so this 4 boxes was the order she placed 4 weeks ago. So now her inventory has dropped to 4 cases, and she's starting to get nervous. Why is she selling so much of this tea? And what if she runs out? Okay, again, think of yourself in the shoes of Ikram. Would you order 2 boxes, order 4 boxes, order 8 boxes, or order 12 boxes? And she's starting to get nervous, her inventory is dropping. So, imagine she orders 12 boxes. What happens next? Week 4. The next week, Ikram hears that Thé de Tata was featured in a viral TikTok video by a local Gnawa band. Okay, that explains it. So based on all this new buzz for the tea, Ikram thinks it's possible that demand will continue to rise. But the problem is, she sells 8 boxes the week, but she only receives 5 boxes in her weekly visit from the truck driver. So she's only down to 1 box of tea in her entire inventory. She's worried she's going to sell out and not be able to sell any more tea. So you see here on the right, her inventory is down to 1. So now what would you do? Order 4 boxes, order 8 boxes, order 12 boxes, order 16 boxes. Again, she's getting really nervous. So imagine that now she ups her order to 16 boxes. Ikram's 1 box of Thé de Tata sells out on Monday morning. Fortunately, she has a visit from the truck and this time receives 7 boxes. What a relief. They're finally starting to increase shipments. Remember, there's this 4-week delay in between when she places the order and when she gets the order. So she sells out those 7 boxes during the week and now she has none left. Young women are coming into the store every day to ask her for the Thé de Tata. She's losing money because she's out of stock. 2 of them say, okay, well, call me when it's in. We call this an IOU in English. Ikram's getting frustrated, so she decides to repeat her order of 16 boxes. The next week, she receives 6 boxes of tea from the truck and is still frustrated. Why aren't they catching up? She immediately calls the 2 women who had asked her to let them know when the tea came in, and she sells out the 2 boxes. She sells out the rest of the boxes by Thursday. It seems like every store in the neighborhood is sold out of Thé de Tata. Everyone's talking about it. So she gets more IOUs from eager customers seeking tea, another 5 people. And by the end of week 7, she's still out of stock. She only received 5 boxes, and she's really frustrated. What is going on with the distributor? So now you see her positive inventory has now gone negative. She has a backlog of orders that she can't fill for this tea. Now Ikram is watching every customer carefully and counting the hours until the truck arrives with her orders of 16. The truck arrives in week 8 and gives her 5 boxes only. She asks the trucker, "What is going on with you guys?" He shrugs and says, "I'm not sure. Everyone's asking me the same question." Ikram gives the 5 boxes to the 5 IOUs and now has nothing left to sell all week. She's sold out again, super unhappy. She loses her patience and decides, now, guess what? I'm going to order 24 boxes just to wake up this distributor. And in the next video, we're going to switch perspectives and now see how this situation looks from the point of view of Karim, Regional Manager of Q Enterprises.